As you got a copy of this Guru Yoga, which is called the Guru Yoga that brings the Dharmakaya onto the path. I thought tonight if we go through his, and then Saturday, Sunday, in the morning we can do a short practice on this, and after that then we can follow all the teachings of the Sanskrit. One, because you have a lot of different practices. You receive from many different great teachers. So to have more understanding of all those practices, because with this you will have to do all other practices as well. Is there anybody who doesn't have any practices, this chanting mantras? And how many different practices you have? At least 2. And some are 3. Maybe some are 5. You have it's a heart of the tantra practices, Buddhist tantra practice, and or sometimes another word we call Vajrayana practice. So Vajrayana comes because of the tantra. So see, first of all, it's very important to understand all the steps, how it goes. See, so in the Buddhist, you say, whether you study, practice Sutra system or Tantra system, all are designed to purify our mental delusions. This is very important for us to understand. As yesterday I mentioned, we have been heard of to purify the mental delusions or mental afflictions. Everything becomes to aid or to increase mental afflictions, like say all the outside economic system, politics system, everything support to say, if you have this, you will have better life. If you have this, your all satisfaction will be fulfilled. This is like this. And you should have more. Never tell you have the contentment. Never tell you appreciation. Never tell you to rejoice. Never tell you everything is an illusion. Is that right? Say like this. Now look at, see, what's the cause of suffering? Where the sufferings are coming from? we are not taught what real cause of suffering from the inside, but all the suffering, we just blame something outside of us. But in the Buddha's teaching, you see, of course there is conditions, causes from outside, but mainly from within in the mind. I think this is very important to know. Basically, it's important to know both the causes of suffering, within and from outside. See? So then we have better understanding how to deal with this. So what I'm saying is now both system in the Buddhist Sutra system, Dhamma system, to purify the delusions or mental afflictions. This is very important. Now to do this, you can, as yesterday mentioned, you cannot just forcefully control your emotions, but we need a skill how to handle this carefully. See, that first you see, everything's just manifestation, come and go, like the waves of ocean, sea. Look at the cloud in the sky, they come and go. Nothing sits settled. Like look at the 4 seasons. And now it's in autumn, isn't it? In here in Estonia, it's autumn. So leaves are changing, becoming more yellow. Now in a month, few weeks, a lot of leaves will come down on the ground. Then started coming snow, and all become white. Then after that comes spring, see, and then summer. Keep changing. Look at this, see. That's how everything's just a manifestation. So no matter how much you like autumn, autumn is a beautiful time. All the fruits are ready to eat. All the vegetables are ready to eat. We can harvest, wonderful. I want to hold on this autumn. But we cannot. No matter you say, I dislike winter, so we have to relate to all this changing. No attachment, no aversion, no attachment in the autumn, no aversion in the winter. Then you see there's a peace. When there's a peace in the mind, there is happiness. But we have to prepare to handle that. See? So there's a lot of things is out of our control. Those which are out of our control, just blaming doesn't solve the problem. Instead, as mentioned, we prepare how to handle. So like this, you look at all this changing. I like to be young all the time, the rest of my life. But that doesn't happen. I was born get sick, then I die. It's just nature of the reality, just a manifestation. So as you look at these things, it's not a Buddhism, it's the reality. It's called touch the reality. We need to touch our reality. Then relate to that. See. First, understand reality, and then we should learn how to handle that, accept that. So like this, you see, first of all, look at all the impermanence. Outside world, inside sentient beings. Then look at, see, the causality. Everything depends on causes and conditions. Nothing manifests without cause, without condition. Look at this. All the happiness that we experience is manifest out of causes and conditions. All the different types of suffering manifest out of causes and conditions. Since because of that, it's very important to look deeper. What are the causes and conditions? The outside causes and conditions, the inside causes and conditions. See, look at your own mind, which makes you unhappy, which makes you happy, not only from outside. Usually it's, if I have this, I'll be happy. If I get this, my life will be joyful. But not looking inside, flutter. If I have this mental emotion, I'll be happy. If I have this mental emotion, I'll be suffering. We're not thinking about that. But it's very important to look inside. Because we have our own mind. Look at this. Now we do this because we have, it's called precious human life. Unlike animals, like a dog, cats. We have a powerful brain, mind. Can see these clearly, first. And secondly, we have every ability, possibility, how to tackle these problems, how to handle these things. That's called precious human life. Because this is very important. There are deeper, I'm sure many of you have read books. There are a lot of books are written about those things. And I'm sure you have participated in some teachings, some great teachers who talked with teachers for days only about those things. Just need to reflect every time, every day. So first look at these things. Then there comes a sense of some renunciation. Renunciation to the cause of suffering. Nothing lasts long. Anywhere, everywhere, all over the world, in the samsara you go, you don't find a perfect place. If you go to visit some Asian countries, they all like to come to the West. If you in the West, you see, when you look at it, they all like to visit Asian countries. looking for something, which means there's no absolute place for peace and happiness. See, that's reality. So look at this, so just see this, there's no absolute place where you cannot find a place where there's absolute peace and happiness. Relatively, yes, there are, but no absolute. So get a sense of renunciation. What should I do? I need peace and happiness. I don't want suffering. Temporary peace and happiness doesn't solve the problem. So now what should I do? There comes the idea of taking refuge in Buddha Dhamma. Not just a worship to Buddha, but who's Buddha? One out. Not just believe Buddhists somewhere there. What Buddha did, study this history of the Buddha first, see, and then what Buddha taught, Dharma teachings. Why he taught those teachings? Just to believe? Or just taught just for the few groups of Buddhist people? Or whether he taught for universally? It's very important to see. Just we say prayers, all Mother Sensation beings may have happiness and causes of happiness. Why we call all Mother Sensation beings? Why not just all Buddhists may have happiness and causes of happiness? Just think a little more about those things. So then, see, after that taking refuge, it's called precepts. At least that's called pre-training. Training of morality, the training of the one-pointed equipoise, samadhi, and the training of the wisdom awareness. These three training are such important. They are simple, yet it's very important. Training of the morality means avoid all the cause of suffering, physically, verbally, mentally. Then, on that, by having this moral ethics, gives you support. Like for example, when you meditate, what kind of posture you need? When you talk, what kind of the morality of the speech? Why should you have the moral mentality? Because moral ethics, moral conduct. When you have that support, not just as a mission, not just as a force, you say, you have to do this, not that. Why we should do? First ask. And what are they? Study those things. Once you have this, then your mind is in the right place. That's what it's called, one-pointed equipoise of the mind. When your mind is in that state, then there's such a powerful mechanism of the awareness can penetrate. That's when the river is scattered, has no power. But all this water comes into one tunnel and has a power to wash, carry away, Look at the floods, look sometimes, on the mountain when there's a strong current of floods, it takes away all the woods and lands and people, everything. Like that, when the mind is such a organized, well-disciplined, on the positive side, all the delusions has no place to stay. Now, on the other hand, if there's no discipline, and the mind is in the wrong place, and when there's so strong, powerful negative emotions, and it destroys all the positive, makes us miserable. It's chaos. So these three, it's called three trainings, very important, you see. Then on above that, see, there is a way how to free from the delusions or samsara. And not just for our own benefit, as a Vajrayana practitioner, particularly Vajrayana practitioner. It's not enough just for this me, not enough. If you say just me, we are not a Vajrayana practitioner. We are not Vajrayana practitioner. Vajrayana means Vajra, diamond path. What means diamond path? Indestructible. What that mean? Mentally powerful. To benefit all sentient beings. A courageous mind is called diamond path. Mind which is indomitable courage, who has indefatigable nature. It's called Vajrayana practitioner. Because we have Buddha nature. The Buddha nature has that quality. To reveal that Buddha nature, we need the Vajrayana, this Vajrayana path. So then on this, above this, you see, since we have renunciation, we want to renounce the samsara. Means we want to renounce the suffering of samsara. And everything is a mission, manifestation. Just manifests one after another. Nothing stands permanently. It means everything is illusion. The nature is emptiness. We are not making emptiness, but we are making effort how everything functions within in the framework of emptiness. How to relax the mind in that. See, this is all how to relax the mind. Make your mind friendly, workable. So emptiness is very important, because when you realize emptiness, then there's a space. There's space to develop great compassion. There's space, great awareness to see things very incisively. Has a decisive wisdom. Then within that you manifest deity, the Tantra deity practice, which is nothing but wisdom. You see, the Tantric deities are nature of the wisdom and compassion. within that generation, the state of the deity, dissolving into emptiness, completion, you get every opportunity to discard all the delusion. And then you can achieve Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, Nirmanakaya, Buddhahood. See? We as Dharma practitioners have a really important responsibility to understand this and practice accordingly and bring the message to the world. So this is just a brief of how we go through the practices, see, just to get some idea. Otherwise, in the name of the Dharma, we create more confusion. It's unnecessary. Dharma, instead of purifying our confusion, it becomes a cause of more confusion, and it's unfortunate. So, in the Buddhist system, that's called liberation, enlightenment. See. Within the confusion, if you use Dharma to create more confusion, how we can achieve liberation? How we can achieve enlightenment? It's not from outside, but it's within. So that's why when you start to practice Dharma, when you notice, then you feel so grateful. You have found something which you have never dreamed of. Liberation is in my hand. The peace and happiness is in my hand. No, I can do it. I can free from the suffering by myself. See? What a great thing. If you carefully see these things, we are so fortunate. That's what's called fortunate. Now we go through this short Guru Yoga. Of course, there's a lot of things to talk about, but don't waste all the time, you see. So here, first, in this Refuge and Bodhicitta, in this section, it's Vajrayana Lama, embodiment of three jewels. Three jewels means Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So the Vajrayana Lama means the Vajrayana itself is the teacher Lama. Vajrayana, that is the Dharmakaya, the absolute state of enlightenment. It is in Sanskrit, you know. Vajra is, Vajrayana, Vajra. Dara means who holds the Vajra, means who embodies the absolute enlightenment. That's the highest teacher. That is the embodiment of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, because that is the Buddha. And that Buddha embodies all the teachings. The teachings that you want to study, the teachings that you have fully experienced, enlightened. And the Sangha means the great practitioners, those who are perfected in the practice. The Sangha practitioners who are perfected, they become Buddha. So that Vajrayana Lama, Vajrayana is the embodiment of Buddha Dharma Sangha. So to that say, I take refuge in you and will until I attain enlightenment, until I become Vajrayana, until I purify all those creations, and until I reveal all the excellent qualities, the wisdom and compassion. So that's the taking refuge. Then next, cultivation of the bodhicitta. Sentient beings, victim of confused projection suffering. This is a profound meaning. We all, sentient beings, the samsara. We are the victim of our own confusion. Confusion means have not revealed the enlightened nature. We are confused to see that. We are not looking to the right place. We are not looking to the right place for our peace and happiness. We are looking for the peace and happiness in the wrong place. That's why we never can find total peace and happiness. We do something, we always fail in the samsara. You see, you go anywhere in the world, no matter how powerful they may be, no matter how rich they may be, they have not found total peace and happiness. That means we are failed. We are confused and we suffer. See, suffering comes one after another. You solve this problem, and then there comes another suffering. You solve this problem, and there comes another suffering. Never end, isn't it? Look in your life. See, go to many places, meet many people, do all different things. So is there anything in the samsara that said, now I've got the absolute solution? Haven't found, isn't it? So we are the victim of our own confusion. So because of confusion, we suffer. Actually, the nature of the confusion itself is a suffering. So that's what he said. So it is called confused projection suffering. Look at this. So we want to free from this kind of confusion. So develop such a great compassion to all sentient beings who are confused. We work so hard, but never having solved the problem. Suffering one after another. So that comes such a strong compassion develop within. Even our enemies, even our most cherished relatives, family, you want to do all the best thing to help them to free from suffering. Or anybody, those who you know, those who don't know, look at their nature. And what's the solution? Solution is until we attain complete enlightenment. Once we are free from all those delusions, mental afflictions, then it's the only we achieve total peace. So for that, as you see, I generate the mindset for enlightenment in order to establish you all in the non-enlightened state, neither in the samsara nor in partial nirvana. Absolute enlightenment. which is within in our own mind. So look at this. So here in this place, I cultivate this mind. You don't have to go anywhere. Right in this place, see this nature, and I cultivate this mind, which is based on wisdom and compassion. See? Mind free from all these negative thoughts, hatred, attachment, pride, jealousy, which are the root causes in our life, you see. We don't realize how much they give us success. Now when you study dharma, then this gives you wisdom. Yes, that's right. That's called wisdom, you see. To understand, to know the cause of suffering. That's called wisdom. Most people don't have this. So wherever you are, you just minimize these negative thoughts, afflictions, and develop wisdom, compassion. Say, yes, I will make every effort enlightenment by cultivating this great mind. It's called bodhicitta. So this true, taking refuge, bodhicitta, this true subject here first. They embody all the teachings here. So we start with that. Then once you start with this, within in your mind, generate that, then all the rest, we do those practices to exercise this mind. So whether in the Sutra system, whether in the Tantra system, see. So make your mind more calm, peace, gentle, workable, you see. That's the dharma. Dharma means peace. Dharma means wisdom. Not just name, level, peace. You don't know where peace is. Right in the paper, no, we work for peace. But no clue how to work. But here, the Dharma gives us all the method, so step by step. That's why we have a reason to feel fortunate. So first is true, take refuge. The Buddha means, as mentioned yesterday, fully awakened. Means Buddha has, first of all, two basic qualities. The perfection of the purification and the perfection of the wisdom. Perfection of the purification means Buddha purified all those creations, mental afflictions and subtle obscuration to the complete without. All the mental delusions are totally exhausted. So that purification and wisdom, there are two types of wisdom, basic. I'm sure you have heard of there are 5 wisdom, this wisdom, that wisdom, but there are first basic 5 wisdom, 2 wisdoms. Knowing everything as it is, then knowing everything, every manifestation, every causality. Nothing is hidden. Like seeing in your own palm. So with this wisdom, all can see, like if Buddha comes here to look at me, Buddha will perceive everything about meditor doesn't have to ask anything. Then on this has great compassion, looking at all the sensation with the samsara. Everyone is desperate to free from suffering, but they don't know how to free from suffering. Their suffering is immense, means so deep, can't get out of this, you see. So, with this wisdom and compassion, they taught all the Dharma teachings. So Dharma teachings, there are two truths. The truth of the path and the truth of the cessation. The path you take, I'm sure you know, eight four paths. All there are 37 called enlightenment as factors. 4 mindfulnesses, 4 abundance, 4 miracle feats, 5 power, 5 strength, and 7, then 8 makes the 37. So this is the path you take, step by step, you see. In the progressive way, the 5 paths. Within that path, if you take, purify all our mental delusions step by step, and then you achieve the path of cessation. In Sanskrit called Nirodha, cessation, or nirvana, you can say. So look at this. That's who take refuge in the Buddha Dharma. As Sangha practitioners, they are ordinary Sangha and noble Sangha, Arya Sangha. Ordinary Sangha who are fully dedicated their life to work towards enlightenment. Even though they are not free from samsara, they are fully dedicated. And Arya, Sanskrit Arya, noble Sangha, who are free from this samsara, but not yet attain Buddhahood. So they are on the path. So we take refuge those who are on the path. So I take refuge in there. So as mentioned, Buddha is the perfection of the Sangha, Dharma. So Buddha embodies all three together. So it's very important we understand this Buddha Dharma Sangha and the Bodhicitta, which will come more Saturday, Sunday, and there's aspiration Bodhicitta, action Bodhicitta, and ultimate Bodhicitta, and so forth. Okay. So this first is refuge and cultivating Bodhicitta. Now next is the visualization. Since this is a very short practice, also visualization is established continuously in front of you above in the space. First, as you see here, is a Dharma painting. Here that will help you, and also in your see this drawing picture that will all help you. First, the jewel throne. On above that, lotus, on the lotus, sun disk, on the sun disk, moon disk. On the moon disk, Jigta Sungmun sits there. And the Jigta Sungmun is the nature of the Vajrayana. It's called Lord Vajrayana, Jigta Sungmun. Sits on a seat of the 10 strengths, 4 fearlessnesses, and 18 unmixed dharma. This here sits on a seed means, this seed means embodiment of, not just a 10 strengths and all other as a seed, rather as the embodiment of 10 strength, 4 fearlessnesses and 18 unmixed. This is the quality of the Dharmakaya. Buddha Dharmakaya's nature. It's called 32 qualities. And then, with the radiating light of matter and manner marks of love, compassion, and bodhicitta, this is Sambhogakaya and the Nirmanakaya. So the 3 kayas. Non-conceptual enlightened activities reaching all migrators equally. Migrators means all sentient beings. So activities are manifest without effort. Like say, when you see when sunrise in the morning, without effort, all the darkness are dispelled. When the sunrise, the lotus flowers are blossoming. And the sun's reflection in the pools, there are millions of pools. The sun reflection is there without effort. So like that, so Buddha, these 3 bodies, Buddha, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, they are one nature. That activities manifest to all the sentient beings without effort. Not to some individuals, but every sentient beings without effort. There's no any discriminations. So I like this, I don't like this. As I mentioned, Buddha's mind is to every sentient beings. Buddha won't say, I like more Buddhist. So Buddha's mind is for every sentient beings, including the small insects. So look at this. With this you can develop such a strong devotion to Buddha. Now, for example, just this it's short, but has a profound meaning. It's got 10 strengths, 4 fearlessnesses, 18 unmixed. Each and every has the discrimination or say explanation. You see, but we don't have much time to do this. Just if I say one, first is the strength of knowing possibility and knowing possible and impossible process. Here is written places and non-places. It's okay, right? But if you write possible and impossible, seems more easy to understand. Okay. That means, you see, if we plant the rice, what is possible to grow?
Rice?
Huh?
Rice?
Why?
Because
Why not wheat?
Because you played rice. Because rice.
So when there's ignorance, what's the possible?
Ignorance.
What's possible to rise?
Ignorance.
Ignorance is the cause, as a result.
Cause and result.
What is that? The example is mentioned. Example is when you plant the rice is possible to grow, but it's not possible to grow wheat or something else. Whatever seed is planted, from that will grow the result. Likewise, inside, 10 virtues, 10 non-virtues. if you have a strong anchor, there is no possibility of peace and happiness. If you shout to others, there's no possibility to bring peace and friendship. People will not appreciate your shouting and anger. Sometimes they say, express your anger. If you express your anger, nobody will appreciate, will not bring any peace. So like that, when you express your love and compassion, that will bring the result. So all these causes and conditions, without any mistake, they can explain. So look at all the rest of the 10. And fearlessness is said, when Buddha attained Buddhahood, he said, I purified all those creations. Buddha has no fear to declare that. Nobody will come say, you have not purified this. Because there's nothing to fear. So when you know these 10 strengths, 4 fearlessnesses, and that will give us to know what Buddha is, or who Buddha is. Buddha is not the body, a statue, or say the painting. So in the painting, say, this is Buddha, we say. The statue, say, this is Buddha. The actual Buddha is the wisdom, the compassion. That's the Buddha. If anybody of here who has that wisdom, compassion, perfectly achieved the nature, who can say that individual is Buddha. For example, Milarepa. Everybody knows Milarepa, isn't it? Milarepa, see. Look at his body. Very poor, skinny, green color, only because he could eat nettle, no food. But his mind was Buddha, because he actualized all those excellent qualities. So that's the Buddha, see. He fully captured his Buddha nature, revealed. So that's here what Lord Gyaltsen is that nature. We are not making Gyaltsen as a Buddha. Historically, first of all, in his life, he attained Buddhahood when he was 35. There's life stories that now. In this book, the great Kagyu master, there is a brief life story of Gyaltsen. And then I have translated one book called Calling a Lama from Afar. There is some collections of his life stories. You can find that. And then recently from Shambhala publication, one of my new books just came out. It's called Opening the Treasure of the Profound. In that book, there are 3 different types of life stories of Gyaltsen by 3 different writers. So if you read these life stories, that will give you who Gyaltsen was. So Gyaltsen was historically, in his life, he attained Buddhahood. Not only that, he was Nagarjuna's reincarnation. I'm sure many of you have heard of Nagarjuna. Great Buddhist scholar, especially in middle part school. he gathered 180,000 disciples. Because he attained Buddhahood, he could communicate with like horse, vultures, deers, and he set them to meditate. So there's those kind of qualities that Jigten Sungkul has. So when you visualize Jigten Sungkul in front of you about the space, inseparable of the appearance and emptiness, natural wisdom, compassion, not just like painting or statue. Jigten Sungkul himself said, in the future, if you have having hard time to find guru, root guru, root guru, have you heard of? So you can take me as a root guru, and I can perform the same qualities, because my bodhicitta is same to everybody during his time and now. There's no greater or less. Moreover, he said, those who are practicing Mahamudra are there, because his achievement of Dharmakaya is present to everywhere who practice Mahamudra. Mahamudra means the Dharmakaya's flavor. So like that you see. So you take Jigten Sungkul as your root guru and receive all the blessings which will come here. And then any questions you have, you can ask here, Lama Sangye Rinpoche here, you have. Or when I'm here, you can ask me, or any other teacher comes, you can ask. All the other things, discussions you need, but direct blessings. And I'm sure Lama Sangye Rinpoche will agree with this too. So take Jigten Sungkul as your root guru. Milarepa said as well, you can take Milarepa as your root guru, Jigten Sungkul as your root guru, and you just feel so comfortable with that. And when you chant the mantra, then from his body, light radiate to all the sentient beings. This is your exercise of bodhicitta. And his light reaches to every sentient beings and purify all those creations and suffering of the sentient beings. And you rejoice, including those who hate you, who irritate you, even small bugs, insects, animals. Everyone receives his blessings, wisdom, compassion. It's just meditate in this way, chant mantra. And the mantra is here, say, Om Ratna Shri Sarva Siddhi Hom. So Hom, say, body, speech, mind, ordinary body, speech, mind, purified into the body, speech, mind of the Buddha. Then Ratna Shri is the personal name of Jigten Sungkul, that he received this name when he took the Bodhisattva's vow from his teacher, Pamutuka. So in this name, there's a lot of purposes also foretold by Buddha in many sutras and Tantra teachings. So they're calling his name Sarva Siddhi. I'm sure you know Siddhi is attainment in Sanskrit. Achievement, attainment. So in all the attainments, including Mahamudra, so may I and all sentient beings actualize or attain the realization of the Maha. All the attainments, including Mahamudra, whom may I achieve. So as mentioned during this, when you chant the mantra, light radiate to all the sentient beings, develops strong devotion. So you are yearning to achieve enlightenment. You are yearning to free from samsara. Yeah. Then after saying this mantra, then when you finish that, then this is called as a supplication, then blessing supplication to his brief account of Gyaltsen. You are the Buddha, Nagakula Paradeva, one of the Buddha in the past. Countless eons, kalpas ago, Gyaltsen said, when I was born in this name of the Buddha, there were thousands all together, got together. So there's a story like that. Gyaltsen could see this. And then after that said, Devankara is also one of the Buddha came in the past. So there are many others, just only two names I mentioned. And present, then say the matter of the future, you know, the Buddha matter which will come in the future is also reincarnation of Gyaltsen. And the Shakyamuni, the present, our historical Buddha Shakyamuni, is also Gyaltsen's rebirth. What Gyaltsen was a reincarnation of the Buddha Shakyamuni. That is actually told in the Samadhi Raja Sutra when Buddha gave their teaching in Rajgir with thousands of the Bodhisattvas. After Buddha giving this teaching, Buddha said, now who will benefit session in the future with these teachings? Then the Kambupa, he said, I will benefit sentient beings through these teachings. And Buddha said, I will also come at that time. So that was Gyaltsen. And Kambupa was, at that time, the name of Bodhisattva was called Chandra Prabhava Kumara, in Tibetan, Dayushunu. And Kambupa himself said, when he gathered his disciples, said, at the time of Buddha Shakyamuni, I was born the name of this Dayushunu Bodhisattva, and I requested Buddha to teach the Samadhi Raja Sutra, and I accepted to teach these teachings. Now is the time, he said. No, so that. And the reincarnation of Nagarjuna. This is in his, there's a love story is called Meaning to Behold. That love story is translated at the book as mentioned, calling the Lama from afar. There mentioned Gyaltsen said that my body is not the Nagarjuna's body, but all the Nagarjuna teachings is all in my mind. He said, no. So said reincarnation Nagarjuna, the peerless Ratna Shri, what Gyaltsen so Gyaltsen Buddha came in the human form. And then we receive empowerment, the four empowerments. This is when you do this meditation, relax, calm your mind, just only focus on the visualization. That's it. Light rays emanate from the Lama's body, speech, mind, dissolve into my four places, thereby purifying four of creation, healing the four, destroying the four empowerments, and planting the seeds, the four kayas. Yes, from Gyaltsen's forehead, between the eyebrow, white light, and naturally all the Buddha's wisdom body emerge, dissolve into your forehead, pervades your entire body, In this time you meditate, all your physical obscurations, negative karmas are purified. Your body now is inseparable of the appearance and emptiness. At this time also, if you have any practices like Chandrasik, Dara, or any other deities, you can manifest your body in that form. And you receive the base empowerment, plant the seed to achieve the Nirmanakaya. And from Jigna's throat, a red light emerge, a nature of all Buddha's wisdom speech dissolve into your throat. Pervade your entire body. During this time you meditate, all the obscurations, negative karma related to speech are fully purified. You receive the secret empowerments, and you plan the scar, you receive the secret empowerment, and you plan the seed to achieve this Sambhogakaya. Then from Jigna's throat, the heart level, a blue light emerge, pristine, clear blue light, nature of all the Buddha's wisdom of mind, emerge, dissolve into your heart level, pervade your entire body, speech, mind. All your mental obscurations, negative karma, fully purified. Meditate your mind is nature of the Lumana state, emptiness. Emptiness means none of your negative thoughts exist or purified. And this you receive wisdom empowerment. You plant the seed to actualize the Dharmakaya. And from Jigna's navel, yellow light emerge, which is nature of all Buddha's excellent qualities. Dissolve at your navel, pervade your body, speech, mind, purify all the subtle obscurations, and you meditate, you receive all the excellent qualities of Buddha. And then he said, Lama then dissolved into myself. My mind's natural luminosity, emptiness. And the Lama of Jigna's, which is naturally Buddha, melted to light, that light dissolved into you and pervade your entire body, speech, mind. You dissolve into emptiness. And your mind and Buddha's mind are united. That's called Guru Yoga. Here Guru means Buddha. Yogas unite. What unite? Your nature of the mind and Buddha's mind are united, which is nature of the luminosity and emptiness. That's what's called Vajrayana, Tantra practice. All the delusions has no place to meditate. No expectation, nothing to search. Simply just relax. Rest in that nature, like nature of the space. So the fourth empowerment is called the precious word empowerment. Name of it. And you plant the seed of this soul Afrikaya, the nature body. So you meditate there as long as you like, and after that you make this dedication prayers. Through both innate virtue is also the nature. There's the absolute virtue, is a virtuous, unafflicted virtue. Innate virtue and the virtues accumulated 3 times, past, present, future. By all samsaric sentient beings, whatever virtue that are created, and Nirvana, Buddha, Bodhisattva, they are virtue. All virtues bring together, including this practice. Then that virtue, may I, all sentient beings, filling space, not left out, realize the co-emergent ultimate reality, who's dedicated to realize this. So, co-emergent ultimate reality is the Mahamudra. The absolute Mahamudra, which is the totalness of your mind. So may I and every sentient beings realize this. Means we may all attain Buddhahood and attain this final state of non-abidings in existence, in the samsara, or peace and partial nirvana. Without these two extremes, may I attain complete Buddhahood. May I and all sentient beings to dedicate this. So this practice, you see, if you rush, hurry, you can finish even within 10-15 minutes. Or if you have time, you can spend time for half an hour, or longer. So this practice is designed to everybody who are interested, who have time and who don't have time in practice. In the morning and in the evening. And if you get used to this practice, then later you don't need text because it's so short you can memorize. So get used to this. Then at the time of death, you see, we all will die one day. A lot of people are scared, afraid of the death. So what should I do? So that time, since you have read many books, heard of many great teachers, at the time of Bardo, this practice, that practice, power, so forth. The wrathful deities, peaceful deities, so many there are, you see. If you can do those things, of course, wonderful. But as a beginner, not so advanced practitioner, you just simply remind this, visualize, just supplicate, meditate, and then receive for empowerment step by step, and relax your mind in that Mahamudra. If you could maintain this state of the mind without scatter in other directions, and if you die with that, no doubt your birth will be something different, a better. See? So this practice is also such precious. It is, as you see, it's very profound. It is a vast meaning. And there's so much blessings. It's there. Here in this book, you see the great Kagyu Master, one of the great teacher, contemporary with Vajrayana Songkun. He made this praise card, the 20 verses of the praise to the great Drikung Vajrayana Songkun. There are 20 verses. One of the verses just here, just very one. You possess the treasury of good qualities of all the Buddhas. You have perfected the 10 paramitas and 10 strengths. You have accomplished the 10 bhumis and possess the merit of the 10 abilities. I prostrate to you who have the power of the victorious one. Means victorious state, saints, victorious Buddha, see. And also here, the Drikung himself said, I am the Buddha of the 3 times, and the Buddhas of the 3 times are I or me. And I and the Buddha of the 3 times are one activities, one nature. If a being unceasing in the devotion to me, he or she will meet with the endless treasure qualities and blessings. So you see now I just touched very brief. There's a lot of things to talk about this. exercise, the meaning. It's not just philosophy. How to, with that nature, not separate something. How we can achieve that nature. That's what Buddha, for this very purpose Buddha taught to teach. Not something philosophy or something to believe. Buddha teaches us all how we have to be free from the suffering. How to bring some peace within us, some happiness, not out of delusion, but out of reason, wisdom. By purifying our own mind. Because Sarvasana will talk about samsara nirvana. It's not outside, it's in the mind. In what state mind becomes samsara? In what state mind becomes nirvana? And this is something very precious. And we all should feel so fortunate to have this opportunity. As a mission, we have not taught this. We went to all the schools. You got all the degrees. Have you got any in your class? In the economic, in the business, in the politics, in the science, social studies, all this? Have you got anything? So you have to purify your mind. In the mathematics, all this you see. I don't think you have heard of these things. Now here you see. In our mind, in our hand, how to bring happiness, how to get rid of the suffering. So we'll discuss Saturday, Sunday, isn't it?